Hello, welcome to Weekly Dharma. Hello, welcome to Weekly Dharma Gathering. My name is Sheena Brockington. I'm a meditation teacher and also a mindfulness facilitator. I am also a product manager for Weekly Dharma Gathering. I am really excited to have you here today for mindful journaling. This is our second mindful journaling offering this summer, and let's go ahead and dive in. I decided to do this topic because I often have people ask me questions about how can I start a mindful journaling practice, or what practices do you do as part of your mindful journaling? And another question that comes up a lot is, what are the benefits to mindful journaling anyway? So a few benefits that I've noticed and that have also been researched are that mindful journaling allows time for reflection. It also allows you the opportunity to increase your focus, helps you gain clarity. It can help you offer gratitude to yourself, help you offer gratitude to people in your life, and just into the world around you in general. It's also been known to help improve decision making, and it's definitely a way to help you improve your emotional health. And one thing that anybody who has kept journals of any kind can tell you is that it helps you to keep a record of your life. So it helps you to pay attention to the different emotions and experience and thoughts and ideas that you've had throughout the years. So ton of benefits. These are not, this is not the exhaustive list of benefits. And you may find benefits in other ways that I have not listed here. And so getting started, like I said, how do I get started is a question that people ask me a lot, and it's really simple. So it's as simple as you needing a pen, pencil, marker, or crayon, something to write with, a notebook, a piece of paper, journal, anything to just, if you want to use a sketch pad, whatever your preferred writing instrument and piece of paper is totally fine. When you sit down to do mindful journaling or any journaling of any sort, you don't need a special fancy journal. You really can use what you have available to you around the house. The main idea of this is to actually just put pen to paper and write. And while we're talking about pen to paper, I also want to offer up that if writing is not your preferred method of getting out your thoughts and ideas, you can also use a voice recording device. So if you have a mobile device, you may have a voice notes app on your phone, or you can also just purchase like a separate voice recording device if that's available to you, or if that's more comfortable than using a pen or a pencil to journal. Another thing I recommend is to find a really comfortable place to journal. So you can journal inside, you can journal outside, whatever is preferred, but just make sure your environment is conducive to what you need to write. Some people need complete quiet. Some people need a little hustle and bustle, so they might journal at a coffee shop. Some people need to be outdoors, so they might pack up their journal and pencil and go to the nearest park and sit on a bench and take in nature and then write. Another thing to have available to you is something to drink. So mindful journaling uses a lot of energy, and I'm always saying, like, please just stay hydrated as you write. So if your preferred beverage is coffee, tea, water, like fresh juice, please just have a little beverage with you wherever you go to do your writing. Sometimes for me, sipping tea helps to get my creative juices flowing a little bit. The other thing is, some people, I like to light a candle. I have a lavender candle that I like to light for mindful journaling. Some people like to spray essential oils or dab essential oils onto their skin. Can even light incense, whatever you need to do to make the environment comfortable for you. So that could be maybe turning down the lights. Maybe you have like a special colored light bulb that really like sets the mood for you to write and get your creative juices going. And the other questions that pop up around mindful journaling are about time. How do I make time to sit down and just write? So I usually tell people that mindful journaling doesn't have to be 30 minutes, it doesn't have to be an hour. It's very much similar to meditation. If you have 3 minutes available to write, use 3 minutes. If you have 5 minutes, great. If you have 10, also great. Whatever amount of time you have available is the correct amount of time for you. And people will ask, well, how often should I do it? Should I do it daily? Should I do it weekly? Again, I would say this is a personal preference. Some people do write in their journal daily. Some people will wait and write in it at the end of the week. So maybe a Sunday night, they'll sit down, reflect on the week, and start to journal about what happened, just get really reflective. Best time of day, again, totally up to you. Some people do best in the morning. I'm sure many of us have heard of people doing morning pages where they wake up and they just write uninterrupted for a set amount of time. If that works for you, if morning is the time when you have to sit down and commit to writing, that's fine. If it's middle of the day at lunchtime, that's also fine. And if you are a person who wants to grab your journal right before you go to sleep, that's also fine. Please make the practice your own. As you make the practice your own, it makes it easier to keep the practice instead of falling into rules that other people set for how they do their mindful journaling. And so today, what I want to do is go through just a few practices that maybe you can take on as your own. Maybe you can do them right now. I'll offer time right now to do them, but you can certainly also take them and use them later on. So I really like gratitude practices for mindful journaling. And so I've included 2 prompts here that I pulled from a book that I have that has just tons of prompts. And so the book is called The Mindfulness Journal, Daily Practices, Writing Prompts, and Reflections for Living in the Present Moment. And it's by S.J. Scott and Barry Davenport. And it's a really great book, just filled with lots of prompts that you can go through and use if prompts are your thing. Some people like prompts and some people just like to free write, and either way is perfectly fine. So the 2 prompts that I selected for today are, I reflect on the people in my life who have made me feel loved and supported. I feel gratitude for. And I'll read that one again. I reflect on the people in my life who have made me feel loved and supported. I feel grateful for. And then the idea is that you would just complete the prompt. The second prompt is, I reflect on all the lessons I have learned in life so far and how they have helped me grow and evolve. I feel grateful for. And I'll read that one again as well. I reflect on all of the lessons I have learned in life so far and how they have helped me grow and evolve. I feel grateful for. And so I will pause right now and give 10 minutes for you to work on either of the 2 prompts. You can work on both prompts, or maybe there's another format you want to use to write about whatever you're grateful for today. So happy writing. 5 more minutes on the gratitude prompts. And now starting to bring your writing practice to a close. And if it feels good for you, before we move on to the next exercise, you might take a moment to stretch, You might take a moment to take a sip of your tea or your water, maybe gaze out of a window. The next mindful journaling exercise I want to share with you today is a five senses exercise. And the idea of this exercise is that you pick a recent memory that was a positive experience for you. And maybe you can try to think of an experience that happened just in the past week or the past couple of days. And this is a practice you can do at any time if you want to journal, but you're not really sure what you want to journal about. And the practice is that you will write details about this positive experience by tapping into your five senses. And so, as a part of your writing, you're going to cover what did you see? And maybe that's what was going on in the environment around you. Was this positive experience outside? Was it inside? Were you at a friend's house? And then it's tapping into what did you hear? So, any sounds that were present during this memory. Tapping into what you felt. And then even taking a second to tap into the smell. And sometimes maybe, if you were out to dinner, then you picked up some smells in the restaurant. Maybe if this was an experience with a person you're familiar with, it was the scent of their perfume or their lotion. But there are other instances where a positive experience or a memory happens and there's no smell associated immediately, but if you sit and think about it, maybe there's a smell that comes up as you recall the memory. And then it's also tapping into your sense of taste. And our sense of taste is available to us even if we aren't in the moment of eating. So, what did you see? What did you hear? What did you feel? What did you smell? And what did you taste? And again, you're picking a recent memory that was a positive experience. And we'll go ahead and do 10 minutes for this practice as well. Happy journaling. 1 minute left for this practice. And as we start to bring this practice to a close, again, you might want to stretch, take a sip of your drink, maybe gaze around the room. And when you're ready, you can come back to the space for our next practice. When I talk to people about mindful journaling and the question comes up, what can I write about? I am always encouraging people that your content is all around you. So this includes any art you see, whether you're at a gallery or you just happen to be out walking the street and you see there's graffiti, which is still art. You go into a restaurant and sometimes they have artwork from different artists hanging. So just want to encourage that art is a perfect topic for you to do your mindful journaling. There's a practice that is done when you go into a museum and you survey the full space, and then you identify a piece that really resonates with you, and then you use that piece to practice mindfulness. I could not bring you an art gallery today, so I selected a piece for us to use for this exercise. And this piece is called Flash of Spring, and it's by Alma Thomas, who is a Black abstract artist. And this piece was created in 1968. I am really inspired by her work, so that's why I selected this piece. I think Christie's owns this piece right now. So the practice for this exercise is to start by softening your gaze. And as you soften your gaze, you want to have a softened gaze, but looking at the art piece. And as you start to soften your gaze and have a look at the art piece, you start to scan your body. Maybe starting at the top of your head, working down to your feet. And as you mentally and emotionally scan each part of the body, just see if you can start to offer some ease to the body. Noticing any sensations that come up as you scan the body. And it's okay if no sensations come up as you scan the body. When you reach your feet, and I imagine that you are sitting or standing for these practices. You start to feel your feet touching the ground beneath you, and imagine yourself just grounding in with the earth. And of course, if you are laying down for this practice, whatever part of your body is touching the ground, just imagine that it's touching the earth and you're just grounding the body. And the earth is supporting you in this practice. And with your softened gaze, take a look at the art piece and see what colors, shapes, patterns, real or imagined textures you notice. Anything you see as you look at this piece. Just scanning your gaze from the top to the bottom of the piece, from the bottom to the top of the piece. From the left to the right. Right to left. And as you take in the piece, you're just doing deep, comfortable breaths. Whatever a deep breath feels for you right now. Maybe seeing if you can take the deepest but most comfortable breath you've taken all day. So maybe that's a big inhale. And then an audible sigh on the exhale. Just noticing. And I'll set the time for 10 minutes. And you can use that time to look at the piece for as long as you feel you need to. And then use some of that time to write a response to the piece. And your response can be anything that comes up as you look at this piece. So happy gazing at the art piece and happy writing. 5 more minutes. Starting to bring this writing practice to an end. And as you end this practice, maybe there's a stretch or movement your body needs. Another reminder to hydrate if you need to hydrate. The final practice is one that I will leave you with to do on your own. And it's really simple. It's really just putting on your favorite song or any background music and just write. You can write for the length of the song. Maybe you have a favorite playlist. You want to write for the length of a playlist. Whatever feels comfortable for you. And one song I want to introduce as great background music for writing is by Beautiful Chorus, and the song is called Inner Peace. Beautiful Chorus actually has a lot of music that's really nice background music for writing. I want to take a moment to thank you all for attending this mindful journaling session, whether you are live or you are watching the recording. Thank you for your continued participation and support of weekly Dharma Gathering. Please join us next week for a sound and hearing practice presented by Weekly Dharma Gathering co-founder Alex. And then take a look at our website, visit us at weeklydharmagathering.com, and you can see that we are getting back to our regular programming in September. We have some exciting teachers planned, so you can take a look at the site and see what we have coming up for the entire month of September. Thank you again for your practice, and I hope you enjoy your day.